Hello, everyone. Welcome to the first episode of our new segment, Mediak Minute, where we talked about it a little bit ago, but we're going to be reviewing an episode of a TV show that comes out every single week. And we're starting it with the new Peacemaker TV show from HBO Max,
Yes, very exciting.
directed by James Gunn. I had a lot of
Extra
fun with
exciting.
this. Yeah, extra exciting just because it's James Gunn.
Yeah, that was kind of nice. I honestly didn't know that until I played the
Really?
first episode, and I was like, "Oh,
That's super
pleasant
weird
little
because I told
surprise."
you about that since the
Well,
beginning of the
I'm
show's
sure
make.
you did. I'm sure you did.
Yeah, I feel like whenever we do the news segment on our actual podcast, you can find that on our channel or through Spotify, just at the title of Mediac. I feel like whenever we do the news segment, you just tune me out sometimes. Just let me talk.
Well, okay, so the problem is that sometimes,
I have
or
so much
most
news.
times, when you do the news, you go, "Are you ready?" And then I go, "No," and then so I'm desperately searching through Screen Rant and not paying attention to what you're saying. So then, and
It
when I
makes
don't
sense.
have
It makes
something
sense.
prepared, then I'm not paying attention.
You know what? That makes complete sense. But
Yeah.
if for anyone who didn't know, or for Jack, if you didn't happen to hear this whenever I was talking to the podcast, this show was made alongside of the new kind of Suicide Squad movie.
Newer.
Yeah, the newer Suicide Squad movie. So about like partway through development, James Gunn went to Warner Brothers and was like, "Hey, I have this idea for this crazy thing." And he kind of went to them with a pipe dream. Like he didn't think they were actually going to accept it, but they just were like, "You know what? We trust you. You're James Gunn. Do whatever you want." And he goes, "All right, cool. We're making a TV show with John Cena's character of Peacemaker." And I fucking love this show. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I had a great time watching all three episodes, and I think it was a really good idea for them to have dropped three episodes from the start because it's not like the first two episodes were slow, but you didn't really get into the meat and potatoes of the entire storyline until you got to the third episode, and it was really smart of them to release all three of these together so that
Yeah.
there was never like a the show's good but it's kind of slow moment.
Yeah.
That kind of happened with Boba Fett that came out. Like the first episode released and it was a slow episode, and everyone just was like, "This show kind of sucks. It's kind of slow, and it kind of drives people away from it." Releasing it all three together to at the end of the third episode, whenever you realize like, "Oh damn, the plot is kind of deeper than you think it's going to be," that was a great idea on James Gunn's part, and I'm really happy with it. Um, did you watch all of the end credit scenes? Because there was an end credit scene to every single episode of the season.
No,
Jack,
I don't think I did. I don't
really?
know why.
That's
No, I
disappointing.
just didn't expect there to be one. I
They're
don't know
they're
why
not
I
they're
never
not like
caught myself.
important. They're usually just like
Little
another
funny
take
bits.
at a scene. Yeah, like in the first episode, you know how his dad like gave him the different helmets?
Uh-huh.
At the end of the episode, it was like his dad giving him a helmet that gave him a disease, and he was like, "Why would I want that?" He was like, to challenge yourself or something like that. And it was just like a really, really stupid, funny
Huh.
moment. And at the end of the third episode, it was another shot of the scene where Vigilante comes out of the bush, and they're like, "You can join us, but as long as you don't mess up the mission." And Vigilante goes, "You know what? I think I already did that." And I thought that was kind of funny.
Huh. No, I did not even notice that. That's actually pretty sweet.
Yeah, it's like it's a little cute thing. Without a singular doubt in my mind, my favorite thing about this show is the intro, like little dance number. It caught me off guard and is genuinely the funniest thing about the entire show. Did you watch it?
The intro dance number?
Yeah.
Yeah. I
You,
think I must have. I
so
don't know.
you
I
know
watched
how?
this
Sorry,
last
continue.
night and I was like delirious.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. So like, you know how like anime, I'm saying this to the audience. So you know how like like anime have like intro little songs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So this show has
I
something
was
very similar
playing me
to
as the
it.
audience.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you have to reply as the audience. So
Yeah.
this show has something very similar in which Peacemaker and all of the different characters in the show like get together and they dance to a song, and it is so funny to me. For some reason, like I put it on and the intro came on and I just started laughing like so hard, like maniacally. It was so funny to me. And that goes into the fact that all of the jokes I think are come across pretty well and are relatively funny for the most part. Like all of them,
Yeah,
John
most of
Cena.
them hit pretty good.
Honestly, like I was laughing throughout the most of the entire all three episodes. It was a really good time. And it's not even like because Peacemaker's kind of like a racist bad guy, and it doesn't feel like, how do I explain this? I was gonna say it doesn't feel like racism because they're making fun of him, but it still is racist, if that makes sense. Does
I
that make
think.
sense? Okay. So like he's being racist, but it's funny because you're supposed to make fun of him. Like it doesn't
Yeah.
feel like evil racism because um the character is supposed to be made fun of.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Cool. And it's really enjoyable how he and Vigilante find themselves to be like good guys, and I genuinely really enjoy Vigilante as a character. I thought he was so funny like the entire time because he just seems like a clingy ex girlfriend, in which he just is like, I'm Peacemaker's best friend and no one else should be. So like anytime Peacemaker was with someone else, he always just kind of was like looking in on the scene or doing something goofy related to that. And whenever he came in, because Peacemaker was having an attack in episode 3. Oh, spoilers if anyone doesn't know, because in episode 3, Peacemaker was uh, supposed to kill a family because they were like aliens or whatever, and he couldn't do it because he didn't want to kill the kids. So Vigilante just comes in and just murders all of them. And I think that was done really well. And for some reason, I
I
found
think that was
Vigilante.
done really well.
Yeah. Well,
I like the way you said that.
okay, shut up. Okay, he was killing the family because they were like aliens because of Project Butterfly or whatever. There's like butterflies in their brain. We'll
Yeah.
find out more about it next week. But I thought he was really funny that entire scene while he was just humming while he was sniping all of them. And then whenever they all got kidnapped and went down to the basement, he was being tortured, and Peacemaker was like, "Don't worry, I won't give him anything." Like all of that was just so funny to me, and the entire character of Vigilante was very enjoyable to me. Um, Whenever they announced him, James Gunn said that Vigilante was another bad guy of the show, and I thought that meant he was going to be a villain. But then, for some reason, something clicked in my head, and I was like, "Oh wait!" So like the protagonist of the story is a villain. So whenever he said he is a bad guy, he just means he's just like another villain character, which is interesting, I guess.
Yeah.
So where do you think the show's gonna go? Because the end of the third episode, they landed on showing how many people they thought were going to be infected by the butterfly things.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I just hope it gains a little more traction and people start paying more attention to it because I think it's like,
You think
I don't
people
know,
aren't
something interesting. I don't know many people who know about the show.
really?
Generally, I just think outside of plot, I'm thinking, uh, because I think this kind of thing where it's like a spin-off TV show of,
Mhm.
from a movie is a cool little,
It's a great
it's
idea in my opinion, but
yeah,
not
and
many people know about it.
yeah,
I haven't met
and
many
doesn't happen
people
all the
who
time.
haven't seen a trailer for it. Like I've talked to I think 10 people related to the show,
They're
and
all over the place.
really every single
I've
person I've talked
on
to,
like
they were like,
Snapchat.
"I know about it, but I just haven't seen it yet." And I was like, "You got to see it because it's really funny, and I enjoyed it a lot." Like, I really liked the very first beginning scene where he was in the hospital talking to the janitor, and the janitor was like, "Oh, you're that racist that doesn't kill many white people." He was like, "You know what? Fine, whatever. I'll kill more white people." I thought that was
Yeah, that was
genuinely
pretty
a
funny.
great way to start the show, and I thought that was really funny. And
Yeah, it set a good
it set a
tone.
precedent, yeah, for what
Yeah,
the show is going to be like, and I think that was a really good job. But most people I've seen, they just don't have interest in watching it, but they've seen the trailer for it, if that makes sense.
yeah,
Like all of my roommates, I was like, we're doing our first segment of Mediak Minute on Peacemaker. And they're like, "Oh, I've seen a trailer for that. Is it good?" And I was like, "It's great. I think you should watch it. I think it's really funny." My uncle, we were talking about that recently, and he was like, "You're doing a new segment?" And I was like, "Yeah, we're doing Mediac Minute on Peacemaker." And he goes, "Oh, Peacemaker, is it like The Boys?" And I was like, "Yeah, kinda. It's just more funny. Like it's focused on humor instead of just the gory violence and stuff like that. But it is gory and it is violent, and they don't hold back, and I do like that a lot."
yeah. They like I was very surprised on how much they swear in the first episode. John Cena goes crazy, and I was like, I like can't
Really, the swearing is
believe
what got
this.
you. I
No, it was just like it felt like those memes of like the kid learns to swear for the first time and
Mhm.
now he's like
You're
that's
only
all he can
swearing.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of what it felt like at some points. That it was like this is just ridiculous.
You know what I was off put by? This is gonna be
Tell
really
me.
weird. I was off put by the nudity in the show.
Yeah,
I
that's
thought,
I guess that's fair.
yeah, I like not that the nudity is rough. Just I feel as though you don't require nudity in an
Yeah,
R-rated show to make it good. Like I don't feel like any of the scenes in which there were like nudity that it added to it. Except for the beginning where it showed John Cena's ass. I thought that was really funny.
yeah, that
But
was
like
kind of funny.
but like the sex scenes and that really awkward moment in the beginning of the third episode, I thought all of that was kind of unneeded, especially the one in the third episode because I thought that just kind of came out of nowhere. It was just really weird. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
The yeah, it's kind of hard to not talk about it like specifically. Like there was this, I'm just not going to. I don't even want to grace that
Yeah,
topic.
leave it as a
Leave it
little
as that. Yeah, I
surprise for
thought it
somebody who
as a little weird and uncomfortable.
stumbles across it.
Yeah, sorry for anyone who does that. It definitely is an odd scene. Um, I have like that's literally my only complaint about the show. I thought the entirety of it was really good. I liked how the first episode you're just confused as hell going into it. Like, uh, you are having a good time until the very end, in which this girl that Peacemaker had sex with just starts attacking him violently as if she's like a mutant or whatever. A metahuman is what they call it in the DC stuff, and you just end the episode like super confused, and then the second episode it doesn't give much context to it. It just is more fun and stuff like that. You get to the third episode and you end it and you're like, oh, okay, everything's starting to come together. This is an actual story. This is going to be quite fun. And I am so incredible. Like I finished the episode last night. I just was the only thing that I thought was I can't wait for episode 4, and I am very excited to talk to you about it too. I was actually really excited to talk to you about the first 3 episodes because I was not concerned but curious to how you perceived this show.
Mm. I thought it was fine. I don't know. I like John Cena's an interesting character in and of himself.
I agree.
Whoa, in and of himself. So
Hmm.
I was in, that definitely held me throughout, whatever
Yeah,
could have came in the movie or the movie, the show. But I don't know. I'm intrigued to see where it's gonna go because uh,
because
I don't know.
I
I'm
don't
just
think
it's not usually something I would watch like out of my own free will. Like if
I think
we
that's a
didn't do
valid
it for the
statement.
podcast, I would have been like, it's one of those things that would have been like, I want to watch it at some point, but when am I going to get around to it?
Um, I think that's kind of valid. There's a quote from James Gunn where he explains why he made the unexpected musical number for the intro, where he says, uh, that too was a way to show the audience that you don't know what to expect from the show. This is not your usual DC or Marvel TV show. And I think that is a valid
I'll take
statement
it.
because it very much is not what I was expecting from this kind of show. And I liked it a lot. I had a lot of fun with it. It had more humor than I was expecting, but I hope they delve more into the actual story aspect of it now that
I'm
Peacemaker and
sure.
Vigilante understand what is going on. And if they go kind of that route, I would be very happy because I think it would be a really well written show if it went from the first 3 episodes focusing mainly on humor and then the remaining however many is going to be just story based with a humor mixed in. I would like that a lot personally.
Yeah. I'm definitely at the very least intrigued to see where it's going to go. And
Me
I
too.
will,
Yeah.
keep up with it.
I they talked about Batmite. Do you know Batmite from the comics?
No, I don't.
Well, it's literally exactly what they described in it. Batmite is a 2 foot tall, like little creature that has a obsession with Batman, and he can control all of reality. And I thought that was really funny
Ooh.
that now Batmite is canon in the DCEU because of that. One thing that I don't like about this show, other than the nudity and stuff like that, is the fact that it's kind of all irrelevant because of the Flash movie that's coming out because it's just resetting the DCEU, you know? And it feels like
Yeah.
whatever I'm
Oh,
watching until that
yeah,
movie comes out is completely useless because it's going
I
to be
guess.
yeah. I ruin that for
Mm.
you? I feel like I ruined it. now because I told you
Not
that all of this is useless.
a little, but like, but I mean, it's still interesting. It's just now that's
Yeah.
gonna be weird.
So, the Suicide Squad actually had a really poor experience in the box office because of the time in which it was released. But apparently, Peacemaker had an amazing showing for its first day on HBO Max, and that is leading people, including some of the WB executives, instead of giving James Gunn a second run at like a Suicide Squad 2 movie, giving him a Suicide Squad TV show. And I think that would also be really, really, really good, especially if
Yeah,
he decides to
I'd
take up on that.
be intrigued to see that. I would watch that.
Me too. I would 100% watch that. I think James Gunn is an incredible director. Everything he has done so far with the Guardians of the Galaxy movie, Suicide Squad, and the first 3 episodes of Peacemaker, I have no complaints. So
Yeah,
I am quite satisfied with
good on the
what he
man.
has done. Yeah, exactly. And I am excited to see the next episode. And I really hope you guys like this first episode of Mediac Minute. And I'm excited to do it every Friday with Peacemaker until the end of the show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very excited. Let us
Okay.
know what you
For
think of it
yeah,
and
exactly.
if we should do any other, you know,
Other stuff.
stuff,
Yeah,
other
stuff.
stuff.
We're thinking about doing at the end of the semester, we're thinking about doing a live viewing of movies and just recording and uploading the our full reaction of a film uh, around the summertime or something like that. If you guys have any interest in like or ideas related to any other type of videos that we can upload, just let us know. And the comments of the YouTube go on our Instagram at Mediac Podcast and our Twitter at Mediac Zach. Other than that, we'll see you guys on Monday with our recording of We Decided Tick Tick Boom, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So see you guys on Monday with an episode for Tick Tick Boom.
Yes, yes. Very excited. All
All
right.
right. See you guys.
See ya.